We're joined back with Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show for our regular slot. We catch up with Steph once a month. Steph, welcome back to the show. It's always good to see you here at the Monday Night Community Show.
Thank you, Daniel.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I've been away on a period of leave. I only came back last week, so nice and relaxed and ready for my last couple of months on the island.
Now, I think the question that's on everyone's mind at the moment is how you deal with the threat of looting and riots on the island.
Well, Kent Police as a whole had an increased presence to support local communities. We supported the Met Police with some of our staff and personnel. We also provided an increased presence on the island, and it seemed to prevent any incidents of mindlessness that was seen in other parts of the country. Many of the police officers who work in Kent were on leave or rest days, and they were offering to come in to work to support colleagues in our efforts to keep people in Kent safe. I find it quite reassuring when I see how dedicated some of the officers actually are. Communities should also feel reassured by this. One area that was highlighted on a national level in the media is the housing authorities evicting those involved in any such disorder, and I would say that certainly on the island we work very closely with Amicus Horizon, and there are some people who believe it to be a God-given right to behave how they like in properties owned by housing departments. Where the police find criminality taking place by tenants of those properties, we will liaise with Amicus, who take a very positive approach to removing those who cause antisocial behaviour or they commit crime to the detriment of communities. If you know of any criminal behaviour taking place, then please contact your local police on the island.
We are talking to Sergeant Steph Martin here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show. Right, we're joined back with Sergeant Steph Martin, our regular visitor here at the Monday Night Community Show. Steph, the use of social networking sites played a large part in the riots nationally, but do you use them?
We do. We use Twitter in Sheerness. The Sheerness name on our Twitter site is Kent Police Sheer. That's SHEER. Obviously, from the use of this, we can send out important messages such as when the bridge is closed or major traffic delays, incidents causing disruption to the public. We can send out news stories to keep you updated about what's going on in Sheppey. We're able to update followers on changes to the local officer contact details, and we generally use it to keep people informed. Twitter and other social network sites are still growing, and it's a good way of keeping in touch with different groups of people, and we use Twitter as a force, so it's quite widespread. Recently we conducted our first online beat meeting for Sheerness, and again I found that to be a success. Officers waited for instant message questions which they were able to respond to quickly about any concerns or points raised. We're going to be doing more of these due to the success of it. We'll be doing more in the future, and you can find out details of the next meeting by checking out the Kent Police website. This won't be replacing meetings where we visit communities for face-to-face contact though.
How are the island policing gearing up for all the changes we hear about with the cuts?
Well, as with any public service, we must take our share of the hurt to achieve national savings. A restructuring Kent Police is underway, which obviously looks to make us more efficient, and this will see more neighbourhood officers policing communities, and this is the case for the island. There will be 5 neighbourhood teams consisting of police officers and PCSOs, each with a sergeant on the island, and hopefully this will continue the excellent results that we've achieved recently. I'll be moving on to the Community Safety Unit in Maidstone, and this obviously will be my last radio update on BRFM.
We are talking to Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show. We're talking to a regular visitor here at the Monday Night Community Show, Sergeant Steph Martin. Steph, what won't you be doing if you are losing 1,000 staff and 500 officers?
Well, obviously those figures relate to Kent Police as a whole, and that's over the next 4 years as we try and save, I think it's £53 million. On the island specifically, we're obviously trying to make it more efficient. As I've already mentioned, we're going to have more neighbourhood officers to answer concerns, and dedicated response teams working centrally, which will answer calls that are nearest to them. Some of the ways that we achieve the savings so that it doesn't affect the front line are finance, support services, admin, HR being restructured, and the collaboration with Essex Police allows us to sort of link those, which in turn achieve savings. We certainly have to do things differently to ensure we can still deliver a first-class service to communities with the reduced budget. One example of that on a county level is the Joint Serious Crime Directorate with Essex Police, and again it enables us to pool the resources and skills, and also an internal restructure which can reduce bureaucracy, reducing some management roles, and that means we can just focus on dealing with crime and disorder. So we have plans in place, and we hope to still deliver the service that people have been seeing on the island.
Steph, you spoke of excellent results. How are crime figures on the island looking?
Well, I've spoken about last year's crime reduction figures, 12.5% last year, so 12.5% less crime last year than the year before. So it was always going to be a very difficult challenge if we're going to reduce crime further from that figure. I searched the figures for the listeners. On the 24th of August, we had exactly the same amount of crimes as last year to that point. Crime hasn't gone up, and we're maintaining the level we achieved before. We still have what's left of the summer, so working hard to keep naughty people in check, but I hope to leave the island having played my part in reducing crime.
Steph, before you go, do you have any useful contact details for our listeners?
Well, obviously, if it's an emergency, a threat to life, or a crime in progress, then dial 999. If you wish to report a non-emergency, dial the Kent Police number of 01622 690 690. If you want to speak to a local officer in Sheerness, then please dial 01795 584 165.
Steph, before you go, it's your last visit, you're moving on, and personally I'd like to say a big thank you for coming up here each month, and I can't believe it's nearly 2 years you've been doing it, and I've no doubt our listeners, if they could, would like to thank you as well.
No, I must say I'm sad to go from the island. We've done a lot here. Thank you for the opportunity of letting me come up and speak to the listeners about what the local police are doing for them. I hope it's been of benefit to some, if not all. And once again, thank you.
Steph, thanks. That's Steph Martin here at BRFM on the Monday Night Community Show.